All right, here we are. We're going to do a J&R window install, the official method. Here we go. So we're going to cut laterally on the bottom of the window, horizontally, about a 6-inch cut. Then we're going to go up top, do the same thing, but we're going to go at a 45. Then we're going to peel that back. Tack it back out of the way. Make sure all our house wrap is buttoned up. And then we're gonna get this sill pan flashing installed. This stuff is flexible so that these corners are all one piece, so we're not losing any leakage, losing any. Of course, it's winter here, so we gotta run this heat gun. Make sure everything bonds good. So we'll get this bonded really good. It's got to bond the first time, otherwise it'll never bond. All right, now we are ready for the window. We're going to unfold these nail fins. Of course, that's what the window, that's kind of like a stop, prevents the window. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick this window up, set it on a couple shim piles, and the inside guy is going to take care of that by putting a shim pile under each corner. So you want to center the window in the rough opening, left to right, and start by checking the bottom for level. Right there. Okay, are we centered in the opening? Okay, we're centered in the opening. We've double checked left to right. Now the inside guy's got the window, and we nail the bottom corners. Now's a good time to get a couple nails in the bottom. Now that we have the bottom nailed, we'll check the sides for plumb. Once we get the sides plumb, we add a couple more nails. This is a pretty small window. If it was a bigger window, taller window, we would want to check this side jamb with a long straight edge, long level. Make sure that that's not bowed, and if it is, your inside guy can adjust it, shim it, and then nail it. Typically we go every other hole. Now we're going to go all the way around every other hole. Another thing to do before you start flashing is to check the window for operation. And the inside guy is going to unpack the hardware and check the window to make sure it's operating without catching. So in this case we have a Marvin window. It's got an integral nailing flange drip cap. So in this case we don't need to make our own. But a lot of windows we need to make a custom drip cap, and that needs to apply at this step. Of course, because ours is integral, we're good to go to start flashing. So Marvin's going to send you a packet of 4, and this is going to be a corner patch to help close up this corner before we start flashing. Pretty cold out here, so we're going to have to hit these at the heat gun to make sure they bond. So now we got our corner patches on. So we're gonna gauge these for length. We're gonna hold that a couple inches above, a couple inches past, cut it off. Now there's a trick to this. You hold it a couple inches above, you touch it to the window, corner of the window, all the way down. And what that does, you bridge that and you seal up this side really good to the window, or to the wall rather. If you take your square now and you close that up, it's gonna give you the perfect seal into this corner. And we want that entire nail flange to be covered by this flashing tape. So that's a little trick that'll help close up that seam there. Notice we're sealing this window tape directly to the sheeting. In this case, we have a foil-faced foam as our sheeting. It's an important step in our process here. And I'll do the other side. A couple inches high, a couple inches low. Cut it for length. Same thing, we're going to touch it to the edge of the window. And we're going to seal it really good now after we do that. To the sheeting. Push it into the corner. Close up that joint so we totally seal up that nail flange. Notice how we did not run the tape along the bottom, and the reason for that is if the window were ever to fail, we want to leave this open so that the water could hit our sloped sill and gravity would push that water out. We leave that open. We always leave that open. If you tape that off, you'll actually back that water up and it'll run right to the inside. Really pushing this stuff in nice and tight, get a really good seal. So we end on the top, and the reason for that is because we always want to do our flashing shingle style. In other words, we've got to think of water, how it runs down the wall. So this head piece caps over the side pieces. Push it tight to the wall, just like we've been doing. Take our speed square, pop it loose off the window. That gives us a really good seal when it laps right onto the window cladding. Do just a real small cut, and then I'm gonna actually kind of flex that rubber on that corner, and that's gonna help really keep that corner sealed up nice. All right, so we have all our window flashing tape in. We're gonna pop our nails. We're gonna bring this house wrap back in. We're gonna tape up that cut we made earlier, the horizontal cut. So these sides, we're gonna tape them continuously. And what this is a double seal. So we're sealing the flashing tape to the sheeting, which we've already done. And that would, if we ever had water behind the house wrap, that would keep it out. And then we bring this back over, we tape it again. And that's if water ever gets behind the siding. So now we're covered from both angles. Pull our nail up top. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this vertical seam out of the way. Now you're going to notice I'm not taping this top seam continuously. Same concept as the sill of the window. We need to keep that open. If any water ever gets in behind the flashing system above the window, we want that water to be able to come out from behind the paper and get kicked out onto our drip cap here. So we can go ahead and close up these corners that we cut earlier. We want to leave that open. That's left open. Sides are all tight. Bottom of the window's open. Inside of the window, before we spray foam this gap, there's an important step that your trim guys will love you forever. You want to make sure all these dimensions are 100% identical. So whether that means pushing the bottom out or going on the outside of the block of wood and pushing the top in. There's plenty of flex at this point in the process, but once you insulate that with spray foam, it's not moving. But if them are all the same, the trim guy won't have to make custom jams. He won't have to scribe them. You make them all the same. Saves a lot of time. And that is the J&R window flashing system.